All right. So, where do you draw the line? This has been a really difficult thing for me to understand with other people because I talk to other people and they'll eat this, but they won't eat that, and their reason for this is because of this, but then they don't have a really good reason for that. For example, I was talking to someone who said that they um, would eat cow and they would drink milk, but they wouldn't eat veal because the veals are babies that are taken away from their moms. Um, and so I asked her, "Well, are you not eating the veal because it's being exploited?" And she said, "Well, I guess so. I think it's just sad, and on top of it, it's really expensive." Okay, but I asked her, "Why drink milk then? That's what the veal are being taken away, from. They're being taken away from their milk, and they get fed a different formula that's low in iron, so that they become anemic, so that their meat's really soft and tender and tasty." Okay, great. She didn't know this, but she said, "Well, it's not the same drinking milk, but I still wouldn't eat veal because of that." And so I said, where do you draw the line? What's the difference? And so she asked me why I was vegan and, why there were certain things that I wouldn't have, even if they didn't directly hurt the animals. And my answer to that on the moral level of why I would do it was because I don't like to exploit them. If I can live a life without exploiting them, why would I exploit them? And I feel like I can live a life without doing it. So that's what I said to her. And, I got the you're crazy look, but I'm alright with that. I don't really, I after that I was like, I do it for myself, you know, and that's really the truth. And so my girlfriend says to me, because she's there as well, she's like, why do you argue? Then why do you even have the discussion? And that kind of made me thought about these videos that I make. Why do I make them? Why do I even bother? Why do I take all the shit that I take on the internet? And you know, I guess in a way I'm a masochist because I would rather people at least have some idea or at least put some question in their mind because ignorance really is bliss, and as nice as that is, I hate to be the bubble popper in this, but you shouldn't be ignorant, especially about what you eat, especially about the damage that you do. If you found out that you know the T-shirt that you were making was done by child laborers who were abused and tortured, would you still buy that T-shirt? And if you still did buy that T-shirt, would that not be on your conscience? That the little kids made the T-shirts and are being whipped and whatnot. I mean, I would hope that that would be on your conscience. So that's what I said. I said I don't do it because I don't want to exploit them, and that's why I don't use any animal product, or at least I try not to. I haven't been doing this long enough that I know everything that has animal products in it, but I try not to exploit them because I just don't think it's fair. You know, I think if I had the choice whether to live without them or with them, with exploiting them, I would rather live without exploiting them. And so I guess this has become kind of a difficult topic for me because it's so hard not to, but at the same time it's even harder to talk to people about it and to really make it seem like I'm not just crazy talking about it. I'm not just like, hey, I'm just doing this for attention, and I'm not. I could I don't even I don't run around going, "Ha, I'm vegan, I'm vegan." Or, I mean, I've done it before, but I don't really that's not my reason. I do it because I'd rather live without that stress that something's having to suffer you know for my life. And it's true, I can't live a 100% suffer free life. Whatever that guy from Austria's argument was with the mice dying under under the weed as it's being plowed. Okay, understandable. And really nothing lives without making something else's life miserable, but to try and boil that down and make it, make it less, make it as little as possible, makes me feel a little bit better about, existing, you know. Oh, and one more thing about the idea of taking medication that has been tested on animals and how that's kind of hypocritical of a vegan. Well, you know, I think it is, but I think that if you're put in the case where you're going to die, you should take that medication if that's the only thing that's going to allow you to survive. There's no alternative, and you have to take something that has been tested on animals. I think that's what you should do that. And my only reasoning behind that is, although you're supporting them for doing that by taking it, you're in a situation where your life is at stake or their life is at stake. And the only reason I would say that your life is more important than their life is because it's your own stream of consciousness, and you have the opportunity to either survive or die. And in any other case, I wouldn't take anything like that. I wouldn't take anything that's been tested on animals if there was an alternative. But if there was no alternative and it was a life-threatening situation, I would do it. Only because I feel like if I didn't, I would be depriving myself of life for another life. And I think that my own life is more important than any other life. I come first, every other life comes second. They're all tied to me. And I guess that's kind of like an elitist opinion, but that's how I feel. All right. So that was my thought of the day. Peace out, guys.